Okay, good afternoon everyone and welcome to today's coding lesson. This is coding for grade 7 and I'm your presenter, Mr. Paul de Klerk. And there is my email address, so if you guys are doing some projects on your own time, maybe creating some artwork using the code.org platform, feel free to take a screenshot of that, and sometimes it gives you the option to print. Then you can print to PDF and you can send me that picture so that I can have a look at the creations that you guys come up with. So I only have a few students here. I'm going to carry on, and then if there are more coming in, I'll just repost the link. Okay, so if you are ahead of where we are, that's okay. It's always a good idea to revisit some of the things that you've done before, and maybe if you hear me teaching it after you've done it yourself, you might get some new insights on some different ways to do things. Okay, so I'm going to carry on with the slide. And the same principles that we always discuss. We should always try to find the easiest way to solve the problem. And we always try to start with the easiest problem first. Try to solve the easiest problem first. The next one is we try to keep our code as short as we can. So we don't want to use 10 blocks of code if we can do something with 6 blocks of code. And the last one is take away code that is not being used, so that we do not have any wasted code. But we saw there that sometimes you are going to have 1 or 2 blocks that are not being used in a loop, but it's okay if you put it in a loop, because if you do it without the loop, then you can end up with more blocks that are not being used, or more blocks needed to complete the function. Right, so I'm going to jump straight into the coding screen. You just share that quickly and move the chat box over so that I can see what's happening here. And then I'm going to put this link in the chat box and make sure it sends to everyone. There we go. So I'm going to give you a minute or two to open that up. I see it's only Jonah and Amuya. I did invite the other grade 7 students during the natural sciences class earlier, so maybe they are still coming, but you guys can feel free to invite your friends to come and join us here. I see someone else has now also joined. Oh, there we go, Rita, Kani and Mbosu. Good. So yes, feel free to invite your friends, even though we are this far and long in. If I see we have a lot of new students that we haven't had before, maybe I can arrange to do a makeup lesson or a catch-up lesson or something, or maybe you guys can visit the videos on YouTube and just go and view the previous lessons. So if you are new here, there are resources for you to catch up with. And if you're late, don't worry, we haven't started yet. Okay, so let me just put that link one more time. If you have the link open and you are ready for me to start, please type yes in the chat box so that I know that I can carry on. Amu, Jana, are you guys there yet? Have you copied the link or clicked it and opened it? Okay, good. If you are only watching, that's also fine. It is better if you can do the code along with us, but if you don't have a device to do it on, just watching is also good. Okay, I'm going to carry on with this, and let's see. So I actually want to jump back one, because some things are changing here, and I want to draw your attention to that. This is something that if we don't pay attention to this, we are going to get lost very quickly. Okay, so it can become, I'm not saying in this program, but it can become very complicated very quickly. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to draw 6 smaller hexagons. Okay, now if you have a look, you can see them here. There it goes. Okay, something like this, and there are 6 of them. Now they are going to overlap each other, and that is what's going to create that snowflake shape. And then it told us here to create these small squares at the end. So when we started here, oops, I don't want to take out everything. We have to redo everything. So when we started here, there were no comments in here. Okay. So I'm going to take out the comments. And then for this exercise, we were doing, I just quickly want to make sure that I'm not changing up something now. I have. That needs to be there. And this one was there. And this was 6. And it was on, I think, 60 degrees. And this one was 4. And it was on 90 degrees. I'm just quickly going to run this code to make sure that I haven't. Yes, it is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Okay, I'm just going to reset. Right. So, if we look at this code now, we obviously know that it works because we've built on this code from the previous puzzles that we had. Okay, I think from about puzzle number 2, the code stayed in our workspace and we just added onto it each time. So first we just did the hexagon, and then we added the long line, and then we added the small squares, and then we added the everything together to create this. But now if, let's say, you are coming into this workspace and you haven't coded with us from level or from puzzle 2, you are going to be a little bit confused as to what is happening. And because of the next puzzle, we know what is coming next, so it makes it easier for us. But we know that we are just going to change 2 or 3 settings within the code to make this entire picture look different. So that is why they give us this comment box to use. Okay. Now, as I've said, you do not have to use the comment box, but it is good practice to use the comment box. And when you are writing code, I'm not sure. Yes, I'll show you now. When you are writing code, you can actually have the comments in the code itself. Okay. So I'm going to put the comment in here, and I'm going to say this is to draw the hexagon. Okay. Because now we know that this code here is going to draw the hexagons that we have there. Then this code we know from what we did yesterday, that is drawing the long line. So we draw the line. Oops, I'm not typing there. Just try again. Draw the line. Okay. And then the last one is the new section that we added, and that's the small squares that we have there. Draw square. Okay. So now we have it like here, but I want to actually show you this in the code itself. So when we are looking at code, everything that happens between brackets, that's code. Okay, so if you see these funny brackets here and these round brackets, all of that is code. And these semicolons, they tell the code where to stop and where to start something new. But if you have a look here, there are 2 forward slashes there. And those 2 forward slashes means that this is commented out. So that is a comment, and it will not do anything. It is only there for us to read. So when we're looking at this, for us to follow along on the code here, it's very easy. Because we have the different color blocks, we have the down arrow, so we can very easily come here without any comments, and we should be able to figure out what the code is doing. Okay. But if you are going to be working on code one day, it's going to look like this. It's not going to look like those blocks. And now you have something where you have everything in the same color, everything written in the same type of font, everything is small, and it can become very difficult. Now this is a very small piece of code. None of the code that I use when I work on the internet is this small. Okay? This is really very small for what we are doing here. The stuff that I use, I'm talking about 3 pages at the least. So if I don't have comments in there, these here, I'm going to highlight it so you can see. There's one, and here's another one, and then here at the bottom is the other one. And I want to come in and quickly change something. it is going to be extremely difficult to do that. So we have to start practicing using comments, okay? And then, to give you the example, when we put in this yesterday, we had this the wrong way around. It said right. So for us to change it on the workspace is very easy. We just click there and we go to left. For you to change it on the code, you actually have to come here, find this, and you need to retype this. It says turn left, we're going to say turn right 90 degrees. Okay? But if we didn't know that this is the square, it can become very difficult because there's another turn right and there's another one. Okay, so you need to know what this code is assigned to, and we do that by the help of comments. So I'm going to run this one. Okay, there we go. It's all working fine. We did this yesterday, so I'm not going to spend much more time here, but I do want you to take note of this. Okay, so let's move on to the next puzzle. So now, it says try changing the shapes or the lengths of the lines to make this your own. Okay, and it is giving us an idea, inspiration. So for, let's say you're not a designer. If you are like me, I'm not a designer. The link, let me just post the link again, sorry. There, oops. Okay. I am not a designer. I build code to make things work, but I don't do stuff to make things look pretty. I use other people's skills who are designers, okay? So if you are like me, then you like this idea. It's giving you an idea of what you can do so that you can practice something different, but there is a guideline. So the idea that they are giving us is to say, try switching the types of shapes in the middle of the snowflakes with the ones at the end. So we can see here in this blanked out lines, we have squares in the center now, and we have hexagons on the end. Now it's easy for us to go and change this because we can see if we change something here, this is where the small squares used to be, and they still are, and this is where the hexagon is. But now they need to swap around. So in the chat box, quickly tell me, here where I said draw hexagon, I'm going to change that to say draw square. Why do I have to change from the code from a hexagon to make it a square? In the chat box, type there for me what we need to change. Anyone know? Do you have any idea? Where do we start? Try to solve the easiest problem first. So the easiest problem is a hexagon has 6 sides, where a square has only 4 sides. So what do I need to change to make this draw only 4 lines and not 6 lines? This code here. Any suggestions there, Amu, Jonah, Junior? There we go, Amu. Yes, we need to change the repeats to 4 times. Because, yes, good. Because there are 4 sides to a square, not 6. Okay. Now, we're going to keep the size 50 pixels. Because remember, the size or the pixels tells us how long the lines are. So we can see here, these ones on the outside are now small and the squares are now bigger. So we keep that to 50 pixels. But the right turn degrees, we cannot leave that at 60. We have to change that because if you turn 4 times 60 degrees, you are not going to make an entire closed square. Okay? It is still going to be in the shape of a hexagon, just minus 2 sides. So if we want to make this into a square, we need to change the degrees, and there I have the answer from Jonah. 90 degrees. Okay. So now this here is going to draw a square. And because we had the comments, we knew exactly where to go. So now we know there we used to have squares, we want hexagons. So now I don't have to go and read through the code to try and see which one of these are actually making the small squares. I can just read, oh, comment, draw small square there, so I want to make my changes here. So now I am going to comment and say, change the square into a hexagon, and now we can start working on the code. So how do we change the square into a hexagon? What's the first thing we need to do? Yes, Jonah, we are changing it from 4 to 6 because we know that a hexagon has 6 sides, not only 4. Okay. Now, if we tell this to draw 6 lines at 90-degree angles, what is going to happen is she's going to draw 4 lines, and then she's going to draw 2 more lines on top of the first 2 that she drew. Okay? So the square will just keep repeating. So we need to change the degrees to 60 degrees. Yes. And that is the angle that a corner in a hexagon is. So if you ever have a hexagon, but it has to be a perfectly, I forgot the correct term now, but if you fold it in half, it has to fit on top of each other perfectly, right? So if it's a correctly proportioned hexagon, it's going to be 60 degrees. Okay, let's run the code and see if we were right. I'm going to slow it down so that we can follow this yellow box as it works its way through the code there. Okay, so there she is drawing the first square. Now she's drawing the long line and a small hexagon. Good, and see right at the end, jump to the middle or center to reposition her. Because if we didn't do that, she would just carry on with the pattern at the end of that long line. And she would have tried to keep making it there, and it would just have been a big mess. She would have ended up off the playing field. Okay, so she has 2 more to go. I'm going to finish this because I don't think we need to watch her all the time. Okay, running through, good. Okay, so do you all understand this piece of code here? Does it make sense to you? Okay, so I have one who says that they understand. Anyone else? Amu understood. Gao understood. Welcome, Gao. I didn't see you come in. Rita, Connie, and Nambuso. Okay, great. So I'm going to move on to the next puzzle. Okay? Finish this one. Continue. Okay. Now look at that. All of a sudden, this even scares me. I haven't done this puzzle yet. So we are going to learn together, and I specifically didn't do this one beforehand because I want you guys to see how I approach a new problem and how I figure it out. Okay, I want to take you through the process. I don't want to be here and just show you, oh, put this here, put this there, hit run, and now it's finished. I want you to learn the process that I follow to solve the problems. Let's try something new. This time, skate in a zigzag. Okay, so here they say, try changing your long 150 pixel line into 6 short lines of 25 pixels. Okay. Turn by 45 degrees in alternate directions after each short line to get a zigzag look. So now, here's the question. Where do you need to put a new repeat block to make this happen? And how many times do you have to repeat your pattern of 2 short lines to get 6 in total? Wow, That's a lot of stuff that they're asking. So that looks scary. We look at the picture, it looks scary. So let's make it easy. The first thing that we do is we find where are we drawing the long line, because we need to make our changes there. Okay, and yes, there we have a comment that says draw line. So we know, are we going to change any code in this first section, yes or no? No. Are we going to change any code in the last section? Also a no. Okay, we are going to go straight to where it says draw line, and this is where we will make our changes, because we know that this is where the line is being drawn. We don't want to fiddle with any other code and break stuff that doesn't need to be broken. We just change this here. Okay, so now they say, try changing your long 150 pixel line into 6 short lines of 25 pixels. So, what we're going to do is the one that says move, we're going to put that one first, okay? And the one that says turn, we'll put that second. Okay. That is not actually going to, that's not right. Let us see. We can test this. We can test this. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think we're actually going to have to do a few other things here. Let's first change the lines. That's the one thing that we know we have to do. Okay, so we need to into 6 short lines of 25 pixels. So we change this from 150 to 25 pixels. Okay, and then I see there somebody is saying turn 45 degrees. Yes, that is what they said here. Turn 45 degrees. But now we need to turn after each line to get the zigzag, and we need to turn in different directions. So in my head, I think this turn 60 is going to stay here, and we're going to introduce an entirely new loop here. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let's just build the line outside of this code so that we don't get confused. Okay, so the move forward we know we're going to change. The turn 60 we don't know yet. I think that we may have to leave that there. Okay, so what I want to do is this move forward. I'm going to take all of this down so that I can't see that. It doesn't bother me too much. And I'm going to put this one at the top. Now this is going to allow us to test the line. This bottom code we're not changing, we're just moving it out of the way. Okay, so we see there that we have to make short lines of 25, and we have to turn in alternate directions. So alternate directions means we're going to turn right, and then we're going to draw another line, and then we're going to turn left. Okay? So this is obviously not right, so now we come in and we change the settings. Let us see, move forward by 25, that's fine. Then we're going to turn right by 45, because they told us here, turn at 45 degrees. Then we're going to move forward again for 25, and then we're going to turn left, because in the first one we turned right, and we need to alternate the directions. That means change from one direction to the other one. And this one is going to happen at 45 again. Now, they say, how many times do you have to repeat your pattern of 2 short lines to get to 6? So if we are now drawing 2 short lines, but we need 6, how many times do we have to repeat that? You can tell me in the comment section. Three times, yes. Okay, now we've got all this code out here. We're not going to take that away. We're going to run this and see if we are right with our line only. Let's run it. Does that look right to you guys? Do you think we did it? Just the line, not the entire pattern, just the line. Yes. It looks right to me as well. Okay. So now that we know our line is good, now we just need to marry this back into the code. Here you can see it says unused code, so we take this code back up, put it in place, And there's the comment that says draw line. So we're going to put this one under that comment. But I don't think this is going to work. I think we need to put the turn right before this. But let's test it out and see what happens. I'm going to make it run fast so that we don't waste too much time in figuring out. Okay, so there we go. Aha. Okay, can you guys see what's happening there? How do you make the game over? If you want to start new in this one, you can't. You need to take out all the code manually. Okay. So the turn right below the line by 60 degrees, I think that is what is throwing off this. Can you see there? I think that is what is throwing it off. So let's remove that completely. Oh goodness. Let's see. Now look at what's happening. Okay, let's just stop her. So that turn right by 60 obviously has to be in there. And I think it needs to go there. And I think that this entire section was outside. There we go. Okay, let's try one more time and then we'll look at the code and see if we got it right. There, perfect. Okay, I'm going to explain to you now what's happening. I made a few changes now while we were speaking. But I wanted you to see, I'm not afraid to move the code around, change it, try different things, hit the run button, reset, try again. We cannot break this by what we do here. Okay, so we only have to experiment and find the solution. That's all we need to do. Okay, so when we hit run, I'm going to reset that. She's going to draw the square. The square is 50 pixels long. It has 4 sides. Each side is 50 pixels long, and there are 90-degree corners. Okay. Then she's drawing the line. Okay. But the line isn't in line with the square sides. So she has to turn 60 degrees before she starts making that line. Okay? It was the same that we had with the long line. Remember, we're not changing where the line is going. That's why I said I don't know if it's going to work with the 60 degrees underneath this all, and it didn't work. It ended up making this last thing, we ended up in the wrong place. Okay. So we didn't change where the line is going. It's still going in the same place. We just changed the shape, the properties of the line. So the line, we used to have one long line, 150 long, and there were no turns in it. It was a straight line. Now what we've done is we're telling her to move forward one little bit. It's difficult to show you there because of all the lines there. But she's moving forward 25 pixels after she's turned, moving. Then she turns back by 45 degrees. Then she moves forward again. Then she turns left by 45 degrees. Okay. And then she draws the hexagons at the end and she jumps back to the center. Do you all have this code on your computers, and do you understand why we did it the way that we did? I have a yes there. Now tell me, the way I showed you this now, did you find it easy or difficult? Was it, and if it was difficult, was it very hard or only a little bit difficult? What do you say? Easy or hard? Someone says very. Jonah, was it very difficult or very easy? Very hard. Okay. Another one that said difficult. Okay. So what I want to do, almost says it's extreme. Yes, it does. It is scary. I understand that. Okay. It's a hard one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this entire repeat block here. Okay. Move it out. And I'm going to just throw it away. And I'm going to put the move forward by 150 back. Okay. It needed concentration. Yes, it does. That's why I don't respond to chats and stuff that often when we're doing coding, because you really need to focus. Okay, so this is the pattern that we had when we came here to this question. I'm going to walk through it one more time because you are right, it is hard, but if we slow it down and look at it carefully, we're going to be fine. So if we run this, we're going to see she is doing the pattern the way we had it earlier. Okay. So there we go. We can see that is the pattern that we had in the previous exercise. So now what we want to do and what they tell us here is we want to change this long line into a zigzag line. But we still want it to come from the center and we still want those small hexagons there. So we skip the square because we're not going to change anything in the square. We don't go down to the hexagon, we're not changing anything there. We are only changing something here with the line. Okay. So we know that there is one line here that is being drawn. But these small ones, although it looks like one line, we that are coding it, we know that there are actually 6 small lines in there. It's not just one line, it's 6 that are connected. So we take out the one long line, remove it completely. Just want to catch it and try again, take it out completely. Okay. Now, to try and figure out how to make that line in this code is going to be difficult. Okay, so my advice is just take all of this code and put it aside. Don't throw it away because then you need to redo everything. Just move it to the right so it's out of the way. And now you have a clean workspace that you can practice on. So now we can test some things. Okay, so we know she has to move forward. We know she has to turn right. We know she has to move forward. And we know she has to turn left. Okay. How did I know it was right and left first? I'm going to tell you a secret. I didn't. I couldn't see here because there are too many lines there. I can't make out which direction which line is going. So I just tested it. If I decided to put left here first and then right, I would have just run the code and see what happens. And then if I saw it didn't work, I would have just gone back and changed it around. Okay. Remember I said with this, we can't break things here, so we can just practice with it. Okay, so we know that one small line is going to be 25 pixels long, because they say that here at the top. And another secret is 25 plus 25 is 50. We're doing this 3 times, so it's 50 times 3. That's going to give us 150, which means the line in pixels is the same length as what the previous one was. So the only thing we're really changing is the zigzag pattern. Okay, now we know this has to happen 6 times to give us that one small line needs to be drawn 6 times to give us the 150. But we are drawing 2 here because we need to make one between each turn. So we're going to put a repeat block in there, and then we're going to tell that to repeat 3 times. But now I forgot something on purpose, and I want you to tell me, what did I forget? There was something that I have to change, or is something that I have to change. If you look at the code on my screen, what is wrong there? The degrees, yes, very good. Here it is telling us that it has to change to 45 degrees. So I didn't have to go and take something to measure the degrees here on the picture. I could just read here at the top, it tells me the degrees. Now before I even put this code back in our big block of code, I'm going to test it. And I'm going to see just the line is being drawn in the right place. And it is working, there's nothing wrong there. So now when I put it back into this big block of code here, just want to move it, put it in there, connect this. Like I did earlier, remember earlier we had this, I'm going to do this again so that I can show you. I had this here at the bottom. Okay, so now we just put that line back in the code. But we know the line is right. So if we run the code now and we see something is wrong, like there. No, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. Let me just go back. Come on, don't be like this. Sorry guys, that was me. I'm impatient. Okay, I'm going to run it again. Okay, so remember when we had this line outside of this entire that's using. When we had this line outside of this big block of code, we know that the line is right. So if we see a mistake here, we're not going to come and change something in the line itself because we already know that's right. We tested it before we put it in here. So we know that the place that we put it in is the wrong position. And the only thing that we changed the position of was this turn 60. So all we do is we put it back where it was before. Remember in our first example, we drew the square, we drew the line, but before we drew the line, we turned 60 degrees. So now the same thing happens. The line's code is just looking a bit different. And there we go. Okay, did you all copy this code onto your computers? Are you ready? Can we go on? I want to have a look at the first puzzle of the next lesson. We don't have to do it today, but I want to have a look at it with you. So are you ready? Can I move on? Do you understand? Yes. Good. Anyone else? Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to move on. Done and dusted, yes. Continue. And we're going to lesson 10. Oops, I just need to close this off. Okay, so who of you plays Minecraft? Or has played it before? Okay. Good, some of you do. I play Minecraft as well with my son. Amos says he used to. Okay, so this is not going to be Minecraft. It's not the same. But we are going to play and work on something that looks like Minecraft. Okay, so I'm going to choose Alex just because I like Alex. Okay, and now you're going to see we are basically starting from the start. So this entire Minecraft lesson is going to be like a review of what we've done. So I'm not going to code a lot here. I'm going to have you guys code a lot here. Okay? So here it says add a second move forward block to reach the sheep. So here we know, hit run to try a program. We now know already if we put a move forward block there, we're going to move twice to hit the sheep. Okay, so you've done that, I'm sure, and you found it easy. I hope. Okay, so now we see wood is a very important resource. Many things are made from it. Walk to the tree and use the destroy block command to chop it down. So, what do you think I should put under the when run block? I told you you are going to code, so I'm not coding anything until you guys don't tell me. Okay, almost says move times 2. 1, 2. And then what do we put in there? A turn block, a destroy block, or another move block? A destroy block. And run. And there we see Alex has chopped down the tree. Okay. So what I want you to know, oops, I clicked on the wrong thing again. I don't want to go too far ahead, okay? So what I want you to know is this destroy block is now a new block. We haven't seen this before. This is called a command block, okay? Or a function block. Remember I said in the beginning, these are do blocks. They tell this character what to do. Now this block has its own function that has been programmed into this entire thing. So that this thing knows, if we look at the code here, when it sees destroy block, this little character knows exactly what to do. When we had the bees, what were the two blocks that are similar to the destroy block that we had with the bees? When we had the mazes with the bees? Who can remember? Get nectar, yes. And what was the other one? Make honey. Very good. Well done, you guys. So what I want you to understand is it doesn't matter what this block says. The function or the application is going to be different depending on each program. Okay. And before we even start coding this, and that is what we learn later, the people who created this program, they already coded the entire program to say when a destroy block is being used, this is what this little man has to do. Okay, so coding goes much deeper than just what we're seeing here. All of this that you are seeing on the screen is code. Okay, and I'm not even sure if it will work this way, but let me show you this. Can you all see my screen? I just want to change this. Oh, no, it does. Oh, here we go, at the bottom. Can you all see that? All of that. Just type yes if you can see code here on the screen. Yes. So all of this is the code that is making that we are working on to work. And look at how much there is. Look at that. Okay. So now you understand why I say it is important for us to use comments and things like that. Okay. So the code we see is this because we are only, a lot of code. The code we see is only this because we are only working in this small place and we are only telling this character what to do. But if you saw there in the big block of code I just showed you, this grass is coded in, the tree is coded in, these words, everything is coded in. Okay. There's a code that tells this button what to do. There's a code that tells these top things what to do. All of those things are being done by computer code. So we are reviewing this in Minecraft. We are going to do some things that we have done before, but that's good because you can see where we are working to. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. I just want to go back to my PowerPoint presentation here. Okay, so lesson 9, we did snowflakes with Anna and Elsa. And you can send your questions here. You can go back to that if you would like to. I'm just going to put a random puzzle in here. Okay, in the chat box there is a puzzle. You can click on that link, go and practice that puzzle. You can hit print there to share it, and when you hit print, it won't print. You can, or it can print, but you can tell the computer to make it a PDF. Then you can send that to me on email so I can see the pictures that you guys were making. And tomorrow is going to continue with looking forward with Minecraft. And this whole puzzle is like a review of everything that we have just learned. Okay. Thank you guys very much, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Remember to invite your friends to come and join this class. It's a lot of fun, and we can go slow. As you see, we are repeating things now, so they will not be too far behind. Okay, goodbye. Have a good day.